posted June 19, 2018, 17 hours 53 minutes and 40 seconds. A Perth father effectively executed his son when he fatally stabbed him before leaving his other children to bury the body and clean up the scene, while he went to watch the AFL Grand Final, was Supreme Court has been told. State prosecutor Laura Christian was giving her final address to the jury in the trial of Ernest Fisher, 67, who is accused of murdering his 23-year-old son, Matthew Fisher Turner, on October 1, 2016. Two of Mr. Fisher's other children, Joshua Fisher Turner, 28, and Hannah Fisher Turner, 21, are also on trial, accused of being accessories after the alleged murder by trying to cover up the crime. In summing up the case today, Ms. Christian said Mr. Fisher's actions to stab his son were premeditated and done unlawfully. Mr. Fisher has claimed he acted in self-defense because his son was continually threatening the family and physically abusing him, but Ms. Christian said the fatal stabbing of him was not a reasonable response. Killing someone in self-defense should be the last resort. For Ernest Fisher it was a first resort, she said. It was effectively an execution of his son. Ms. Christian also highlighted the lies Mr. Fisher told after his son's death, including saying to police he believed his son had gone over east with a hot chick. She said the jury might find the lies indicated he had a consciousness of guilt about what he had done and that they were designed to conceal what he had done. She also urged the jury members to put aside any sympathy they might feel for Joshua and Hannah Fisher Turner. You might think they have been dragged into this whole mess by their father, but you have to put any sympathy aside, she said. They did what they did willingly. Matthew had been violent towards family. Defense. In his closing address, Mr. Fisher's lawyer Sam Vindongan dismissed the suggestion his client had stabbed Matthew because his son had wanted to use his car, although Mr. Turner had wanted it to go and watch the AFL Grand Final. To suggest that simply beggars belief, he said. To suggest that is contrary to common sense and contrary to the situation the Fisher family was living in at that time. The reality is far more complex, Mr. Vindongan said. The cold and hard, but sad reality was that Matthew had not been treating his own family very well at all, for some time. The evidence shows that he was violent towards his father and threatening his siblings and his father. On October 1, 2016, Mr. Fisher decided to take steps to protect himself and the rest of his family from his son. Those steps ultimately led to him taking his son's life. The trial continues. Topics: Law, Crime and Justice, Murder and Manslaughter, PARMELIA 6167.